Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done like an actual video. You know, like in the Smash or Pass videos, I don't really say anything other than Smash and Pass. And the compilation videos, I wouldn't really consider that to be a gameplay video. I mean, it's gameplay, but you know, there's a bunch of clips. There's no like intro or outro or anything. Anyways, we have another salty person that messaged me, and this time it's a killer. Now, believe it or not, I don't normally get salty killers. It's usually survivors, and I feel like that might be the case with most people. It's usually survivors that are salty. But here's the killer. I may or may not have a clip that I can show you later. I'm not quite sure if I have it saved. If I do, great. If I don't, oh well. Too bad, I guess. Alright, here we go. And yes, again, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Even though you guys can read it, I'm going to say it out loud because I interact with the video more that way. Alright. He said, don't know why it felt necessary to teabag. And I told my friends, I was in a party with two of my friends, I told my friends what he was saying, and one of my friends told me to say womp womp. And I wasn't going to do it, but then I was like, you know what, that would be kind of funny. And then my friends were laughing about it, so I put womp womp. He said, literally didn't tunnel or camp on a Lost Cause game, and you had to teabag. Now, if it's a Lost Cause game, I don't know why you're playing it to begin with. And I'll put the clip here if I have it. If not, then I won't, but...
Is he just camping?
Don't even worry about the guard. It doesn't matter. It's going to despawn when you touch me, so just go through it. That speed is crazy. I can't use Dead Hard now. I need someone to body block.
He's still going for you.
Can someone body block at the House of Pain? I need a men so I can use Dead Hard, so just try to keep him distracted for a couple seconds. Are you
Distracted.
okay? What the fuck was that shit? The game broke for a second. I thought the servers were about to fuck me in the ass again. I can hook Roland real fast.
Unhook him. I'll get door.
Body block. Alright. I can body block for you now. Open the fucking door.
Roland maybe. Roland, he'll tech me out.
Boom. Alright, I don't know if I have the clip. If I did, it should have played. He said he didn't camp or tunnel once, and if the clip's here, then you saw that he did. He did in fact camp and try to tunnel me out. Now, I wasn't mad about that, okay? I just thought it was funny that he's just lying about something so silly. Like, if you want to tunnel and camp, go ahead. It's the end game, right? I understand. You got gen rushed and you want to camp a tunnel, that is completely fine. I totally respect it. I may complain sometimes, but deep down I know you got to do what you got to do in this game. All right, let's go down. He said account reported for off-site behavior. All right, so that's another reason I wanted to make this video. Falsely reporting people. First of all, he said off-site behavior, which would include, that means out of the game. So far, all I did was say womp womp. You can't report someone for saying womp womp. And even if it was in the game, you can't report someone for teabagging. So here's what I said. Literally camped the entirety of the end game, LOL. Again, I don't care if you camp. It's the end game, and all 4 of the survivors are alive. You can go ahead and camp. I was just calling out his lie, you know? I said you can't report someone for teabagging, and he said, because you teabagged at the school earlier. So he's responding to the camping thing. He said he camped because I teabagged at the school. Now, a lot of you guys might not agree with this, but I teabagged mid-chase because I don't want the killer leaving and finding my friends on a gen. You know, I want the killer to keep going to me. I think I was the best one out of our entire team, looping-wise. So, obviously, I wanted him to stay on me because I feel like I was confident that I could loop him for 5 gens, or however many was left. So that's why I teabagged, because I wanted him to stay on me. If you think it's toxic, then, you know, that's you. It's your own opinion. I'm not going to argue. I'm just stating my opinion. He said, toxic behavior that discourages players from continuing to support/play the game. Again, teabagging. If you think it's toxic, that's up to you. But behavior themselves, do not consider it toxic. That's why it's not bannable. I said LOL because I think it's funny that he's saying all of this. Like, you can't ban someone for teabagging. I said, don't play the game then, not my problem. Because he said it's discouraging him from continuing to support / play it. So I said, don't play it then. I mean, why complain about it? Why complain about it? I said, also, I just want to point out teabagging is not toxic. I teabagged you so that you would continue to chase me. I teabagged at the gate because you camped. Yes, I do think teabagging at the gate is toxic, but if the killer, like, taunts you or camps you before then it's not, because it's just endgame banter. Like, the killer decided to camp me, and I managed to get away, so I was teabagging, being like, haha, you didn't get me, you know? And then he said, you teabag to feed your ego. Again, no, I didn't. Like, you're actually good at the game and not using the 1,000 resources survivors are given. Survivor is not even remotely hard or skillful. Now, I didn't say this at the time, but he was playing Knight. And if you know Knight, he is quite literally what this guy is saying about survivors. Knight is a hold W killer. If you put down the guard, the survivors have to leave the loop or they get hit. Now, wouldn't you argue that that isn't hard or skillful? Because I would. Literally, the survivors have no option but to leave or get hit. And even if they leave, the cooldown is not that long for the guards, so you can just put another one at the next loop. It's just like, why are you saying all of this when you're playing a no-skill killer? Don't get me wrong, if you want to play a no-skill killer, that's completely up to you. It's fine with me. But don't complain about the other side being unskillful if you're playing an unskillful killer. And he said, I'm not actually good at the game for using 1,000 resources survivors are given. I will give him this. We were on Badham, which is a survivor-sided map. But when you're playing the Knight, it doesn't matter how many pallets there are or anything, because he's an anti-loop killer. You put down a guard, the pallet's completely useless. So why are you complaining about the resources we're given when you literally have an anti-loop killer? It doesn't make any sense to me. And he said teabagging or BMing is definitely toxic. Teabagging, I would not consider that toxic. BMing, again, I didn't BM, I teabagged, so he's just saying one thing here. And again, it's his opinion. I should have said that at the time. I should have said that's your own opinion, but he probably would have said some bullshit anyways. I said, then why are you playing killer, not survivor? Because of what he said here. He said killer's not even hard or skillful. I was like, okay, play survivor then. If you think killer is so hard and you're going to complain about losing, then play survivor. That's all I was saying. And once again, I'm telling you, I teabag to keep you in chase, not to be toxic. He said, because I'm doing challenges. That's why I didn't bother trying after losing 2 gens in the first minute. Survivor is far too easy. Again, Survivor's not easy. It's very RNG. I mean, Killer's RNG as well. Like, Killer, you could get really sweaty survivors, really easy to down survivors. Like, it's RNG. Just like with Survivor, you could get a really sweaty killer, a really easy killer, and usually you have bad teammates because they just don't know how to they don't know how to make MMR. They really don't. It's so bad. And also, he said he stopped trying after 2 gens. First of all, we didn't do 2 gens in the first minute. And then once again, he says Survivor's too easy when he's playing a no-skill killer. And then he said, yeah, 100% don't believe that. And he's referring to me saying that I teabagged to keep him in chase. And then I said it's really not. When he said Survivor's far too easy, I said it's really not. Because it's not. It's not easy to play as Survivor. There's more controls than there is for Killer. The Killer's faster than you. It may be a 4v1, but the Killer has so many more advantages than you. Especially when you're an anti-loop killer. I mean, what can the survivors do in that scenario? They have to hold W. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not, it's still true. That's what I said. Because, yeah, I mean, you don't have to believe me that I teabagged to keep you in chase. But it's still true. And then I said, it's your own fault that you stopped trying. Because he literally said he stopped trying after 2 gens. And then called us and said Survivor's easy. Alright, maybe if you didn't stop trying, maybe if you continued to try, you would have won, right? Like, maybe you would have won if you actually continued to try. So how are you going to call Survivor easy when you gave up? He said, nah, you're just saying that now because I pointed out it's toxic. Again, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And Survivor is ridiculously easy. We have way too much to work now. Not exactly sure what that means. I shouldn't be able to solo finish 5 gens just because loops have little skill. Again, anti-loop killer. I don't know how many times I have to stress that. I should have told him that, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was just trying to play a match with my friends, and he continued to message me Even after this match ended, like 10 minutes afterwards, he was still messaging me. Like, look, this message is at 4:33. The very first message he gave me was 4:01. 32 minutes later, he is still messaging me. Now, I know I will point this out. I should not have continued to message him either. Again, I wasn't thinking about it. But at some point, you got to be the bigger man, you know? Like, at some point, he really just needs to stop messaging me. And I did do that at some point. I just blocked him and stopped messaging him. But yeah, he said he shouldn't be able to solo finish 5 gens, which we didn't. Literally, I was in chase and all 3 of my teammates were doing gens. That's 3 people, not solo. And then he said Loops have little skill when he can literally counter them with his ability. And he said, anywho, I digress. I said, keep telling yourself that. I'm referring to this message because some of these are delayed. I said, keep telling yourself that, bud. You'll get him next time. GG. And then that's the end. If there's one thing that you guys need to take away from this, don't be like this guy, dude. It's just a game. Move on to the next match. And I make this mistake too. I don't message people. I don't message people outside the game because that's just immature. But I do get angry sometimes because a killer or a survivor is playing a certain way that I don't like. You just need to grow up. There's just a certain point where you need to grow up. You don't need to message people and saying, don't know why you felt it necessary to teabag. To be fair, I shouldn't have said womp womp, but my friends thought it was really funny, so I did it, you know? I should not have done that, because that kind of escalated things a little bit. But yeah, please don't be like this guy. I said it in the last video like this, and I'll say it in this one. Don't be like this guy. It's not worth it. You're not going to gain anything out of it. Just move on to the next game, and everything will be better for you. Maybe play a more chill killer. Play a killer that you haven't played in a while, because if you play a killer that you haven't played in, like, let's say a year, the MMR on that killer is dropped, so you'll get easier survivors to go against. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch, link below, and join my Discord server. And yeah, I'm not good at outros. All right, goodbye, guys.